Hey everyone, it's Coach Katie. Today I'm going to be going over some personal strategies for pushing through the wall when you're conditioning. So the past 4 years, I was on the Division I rowing team at University of Rhode Island, and this sport was nothing like I'd ever tried before, and it challenged my body and challenged my mind in a way that I've never been challenged before. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the sport, our entire training season comes down to a single 2,000 meter race in our championship, and that race takes about 6 to 8 minutes depending on the conditions. And for those of you who have rowed 2,000 meters in the gym on the rowing machine, you know how tough it is to maintain consistency, especially as you get tired when you get over that halfway mark. And as a rower, we're taught that our sport comes down to basically who can push themselves the hardest, the longest. So our training provides a foundation for our physical fitness requirements for competition, but on race day, our success truly comes down to how far outside of our comfort zone we're able to push. I was able to excel in my sport, and I attribute that to my control over my mindset. And these mindset techniques that I've learned and applied are not only applicable to sport, but they can also translate into everyday life and help with motivation and perseverance. So some things that I would tell myself, some self-talk strategies I would have would be getting myself comfortable with getting uncomfortable. And so being uncomfortable is something that we as humans try to avoid, but pushing yourself to your max really requires that discomfort. And so you need to be prepared to be uncomfortable. Additionally, I was always taught that if it hurts you, you can look over and see other people and see how much it's hurting them, and that it's hurting them even more because you know that you're conditioned, you know what the work that you've put in. And so you can think that, yeah, this hurts me, but I know it's hurting them even more. Another thing that I always like to do is find my why. So find, why am I sitting here doing this conditioning? And so is that I want to be faster, I want to be stronger? Is it I want to overcome this mental barrier? Kind of thinking about those things that are your why and thinking about your why when you're in that moment to really push through that wall. Another thing I always was taught was that you need to practice differently if you want to be different. You can't go into practice and kind of be mediocre every day and expect to perform with excellence on competition day. You need to practice with excellence if you want to perform with excellence. And so that excellence comes from changing your mindset and really pushing yourself that extra little nudge. And another little fun one that my coach used to always say, when you're pushing yourself really hard, she'd always say, you pass out before you die. So you always have that to look forward to, that nothing terrible will come from it. You just need to push yourself and your body will take over and do the rest. So the best advice I can give is to practice your self-talk when things get tough. Imagine the things you'd say to someone else who's pushing through the wall and say those things in your head. Find strategies to distract your mind and bring something else to the forefront other than the physical sensations you're feeling. A thing I really like to do is putting myself mentally somewhere else, whether that's my happy place, whether that's on the water actually rowing instead of sitting on the machine. Changing your mindset and really kind of distracting yourself can be really helpful. So just like how improving your 300-meter shuttle doesn't happen overnight, improving your self-talk and mental toughness also doesn't happen overnight. You need to take every opportunity when you're in that uncomfortable zone to talk to yourself and continue pushing yourself. And that is what will help you create a new comfort zone.